Hello everyone, welcome to my online classroom, and today in this video we are going to discuss about the important points of class 10 social science subject, the geography part, chapter 4 agriculture, and the main points of this chapter. And as you can see, all the important points I have mentioned in this flowchart, and here the lines, the words which is being mentioned with the capital letters, actually they all are the important headings of your chapter. So let's start the flowchart of this chapter, and by that you can be easily understand the whole chapter of agriculture. So let's start the first of all introduction. So in introduction, basically what you are going to read in this chapter, that we are going to discuss. In this chapter we will read about different types or aspects of agriculture, particularly what steps have been taken to improve agriculture in India. So all these kinds of topics we are going to read in this chapter. Second, it is becoming the meaning of agriculture. As we very well know, chapter name is agriculture. So it is very important to know the correct meaning of agriculture. What is the origin word? From which language this word is derived in our language? So actually, the agriculture word, it is derived from the Latin language word agricultura. So it means, if you are going to separate this word agricultura, so we are getting agri and culture. So from agri means field, okay, and culture means cultivation. So when we are going to join these two words, so we are going to get the meaning of agriculture. It means cultivation of field or cultivation of soil or cultivation of land. So after knowing this much, now move to the next heading. It is main features of Indian farming. So what is the main features of Indian agriculture? As we very well know, in India is a mainly an agricultural country. Here many of the people, those who are involved, those who are working, they involved in the agricultural field. So now let's start the main features of Indian agriculture or Indian farming. So first of all, there is a considerable increase in yield per acre hectare as well as total production of different crops. Even here, use of pesticides and fertilizers has increased to a great extent. High yielding varieties of seeds have been developed and are being used. Even in certain parts, however, substance agriculture. Now, what is the meaning of substance agriculture? It is coming in our next heading. So then we are going to be understand it. So in certain parts, however, substance agriculture is still prevailing, and farmers grow crops primarily for their own use. Even animals still play an important role in various kinds of agricultural operations. Next, farming still depends primarily on especially on the monsoon rains in most parts of the country. Even about 1/3 of the land holdings are still small. These are less than 1 hectare in size. Even next point, it is here, means of transport are inadequate and most of the roads are unmetalled. And last, storage facilities are quite inadequate. So these are the all important main features of Indian farming, and whenever in question paper you will get this kind of question, so your answer will be this. Let's move to the types of farming. So here first of all we have to be know and what the main, according to the book it is be given that how many types of farming are here. So first of all we have substance farming, and second we have commercial farming. So under this substance farming, it has two types. The green colored word which is written here, it is primitive farming. So first under the substance farming we have primitive farming, and second we have intensive farming. And remember, under the primitive farming also we have two types. First it is nomadic herding, and second be shifting cultivation. Move to the commercial farming, which is the another type of farming. Under the commercial farming, here again we have two types. First is mixed farming, and B1 we have plantation farming. Alright, so let's start and discuss what is the meaning of substance farming and what is the meaning of commercial farming. So here the substance farming, actually what is the main features of substance farming? In substance farming, the main production is consumed by the farmer's household. Majority of the farmers in our country practice substance farming. In such a type of farming, the land holdings are small and scattered. Mostly the farmers use primitive tools like plow, hoe, etc. Now under this we have primitive farming. So of course under this the farmers use old methods of farming here because they want to grow the crops to fulfill on their own family holdings. So next it is under, in this we have first nomadic herding. So what is the correct meaning of nomadic herding? So nomadic herding is an ecological or near ecological system of agriculture. It is carried on mainly to produce food for the family and to fulfill the needs of clothing, shelter and recreation. Even the nomadic herders are dependent on sheep, cattle, goats, camels and horses for their livelihood. And next one, it is becoming shifting cultivation. So it is very, very important topic of this chapter. And many of the time it is be observed that the question of 1 mark and 3 marks are coming from this topic. So it is very important to know what is the correct meaning of shifting agriculture or shifting cultivation. Remember, this shifting cultivation is also known as by the name of zooming cultivation. The shifting cultivation is known by the different name in the different countries as well as in India. In the northeast places you will get the different names. So, but the meaning is the same, but the names are the different like milpa, roka. So by the different names, the shifting cultivation is be known. When you are going to read the lines, that time you will find out the other words also, and from that also question is coming in exam for 1 mark. So what is shifting cultivation? It is a form of agriculture in which a continuous change of shift or shifting of land is made for carrying on agricultural activities is known as shifting agriculture. In shifting agriculture, a patch of land is cleared either by burning or cutting of trees and shrubs and then cultivated for a short period. Alright, so this is known as the shifting cultivation. It is also known as zooming cultivation. Next, move to the commercial farming. So what is the meaning of commercial? As you can see here, commercial means the crops which we grow only for selling purpose. It is known as the commercial farming, and for business, a kind of trade. So here we have two types: mixed farming, in which we grow plants, we grow crops, as well as we domesticate animals also, because animals are also be useful in the farming. So that is the mixed farming. And second, plantation farming, it means when we are planting a single kind of crop on a large piece of land, and which require modern methods of farming. High skilled labor as well as cheap labor is required for plantation, and we are growing single kind of crop only for selling purpose. It is known as the plantation farming. So here the main motive to plant those crops is to earn more and more profit. So it is known as the plantation farming, and remember, it is coming under the commercial farming. So again, I am going to explain the types of farming. There are two types: subsistence farming, commercial farming. And under this subsistence farming, it is divided into two parts: primitive farming, and second is intensive farming. Primitive means old methods we use in this farming, and here commercial farming, it is also two types: mixed farming and the plantation farming. Move to the intensive farming. So let's see, opposite of this primitive farming, we have intensive farming. So primitive farming, we use old methods of farming. So intensive farming, we use modern methods of farming. Like it is that one in which the agriculturalist produces more by working hard and making use of the better agricultural means. No one and the same fields over and over again, as no new lands are easily available. Next, move to the cropping pattern. As we very well know, in India, throughout the year, we are not going to leave the land idle. So we want more and more profit. We want to earn more and more profit. For this purpose, cropping pattern, if you are going to see the pattern to grow crops in our country on the land, it is the different. So there are three types basically. First, it is Rabi season or Rabi crop or Rabi cropping pattern. Alright. Second, we have the Kharif, and third, it is here Zaid. I think in your previous class, in class 9, you already have read about the Rabi and Kharif crop. So now let's understand the third one is the Zaid, which is the additional one which is here. So of course it is according to the classes, your topic is also going to be increased. So as we know, Rabi, it is the winter crop and sowing October to December. Harvesting time, it is Feb to April month. Crops, what kind of different crops we are going to grow under this Rabi season or Rabi cropping pattern? So here wheat, barley, peas, gram and oilseeds are the main crops which we are going to grow under this Rabi season. Areas or the states in which we are going to grow this kind of crop, they are Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. So this is also important question which is coming in exam for 3 marks, remember. Next, it is Kharif. Move to the Kharif, the another cropping season. And remember, it is the sowing time May to July. It is also known as time of rainy season, the monsoon time. And here harvesting time, it is September to October. Crops, rice, maize, jute, sugarcane and jowar. Jowar, it is a millet, important millet of India. As a fodder also, it is be used to feed animals. So this kind of crops is be grown under this Kharif season. And areas, what are the various areas where we grow this kind of crops? It is the Assam, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. Let's move to the third cropping pattern. It is Zaid. And here the sowing period, it is April to June. It is also known as a summer season crop. cropping pattern, and crops watermelon, cucumber and vegetables, etc. This kind of crops they grow here under this season. Areas like Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, etc. Come to the major crops. So major crops of India, like this, we are going to divide it into two parts. It is food crops, and second we have the non-food crops. Okay. So first is food crops, second non-food crops. Even in book, horticulture crops are also be mentioned. So it is very easy to understand it, but most of the questions are coming from food crops and non-food crops. So here under the food crops we have grains, and under the grains rice, wheat, millets, maize, pulses. And under the plantation crops we have sugarcane, oilseeds, tea and coffee. Non-food crops are going to be covered, this kind of crops like rubber, and the name is telling to us non-food crops. It means not eatable, not for eatable purpose. So rubber, cotton, jute, hemp. It is also a kind of like cotton. It is also used for making ropes. Like cotton, jute. This is also a kind of crop. And natural silk. Next, so it means natural silk. We are going to read about the sericulture. So one more question is coming. What do you mean by sericulture? So of course, rearing of silkworm, it is known as sericulture, and especially on the mulberry leaves. So that is important. Next, we are having here horticulture crops. It means when we are growing fruits and vegetables with use of modern methods of farming. So it is coming under the horticulture crops. Next, move to the major crops. So here rice is be given. So rice, for growing rice, what kind of things, what the important things are be required here, and if it is going to be asked in the exam. Okay, write something, the main features of the rice, and what are the geographical requirements are we need here to grow rice. So it is, first of all, it is a kharif crop. High temperature is required, high humidity is required, high rainfall is be required. Punjab, Haryana, West UP and parts of Rajasthan are the areas where we grow rice, and the production is very good in these areas. Next, it is wheat. Wheat is a rabi crop. It is grown in the rabi season, especially in the winter season. Cool growing season is required, and bright sunshine at the time of harvesting it is required. Rainfall 50 to 70 centimeters is required, and the areas where we grow this crop, it is in Punjab, Haryana, Bihar and Rajasthan also. Next, it is millets. So millets, under the millets we have some jowar, here bajra, ragi. So these all are the important millets of the India. So for the jowar, rain-fed areas, in that areas it is going to be grown. Moist areas required. Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh is the areas where we grow this kind of crop. Under this bajra, like sandy, shallow, black soil is required. Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Gujarat are the suitable places for growing this bajra. Come to the ragi. So ragi is another millet, and red, black, sandy, loamy, shallow soil is required. And Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh is the important area, suitable places where we can grow. And rich in iron, if you are going to see ragi, so it is very rich in iron, calcium and roughage. Next, move to the maize. So maize, a kharif rabi crop. It is kharif as well as rabi crop. Fodder crop, as a fodder purpose to feed the animals, it is be used. Temperature is required 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Old alluvial soil is be suitable for growing this kind of crop. Requires high yielding variety seeds, which is the full form of HYV, fertilizers, irrigation, and even the areas like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh is suitable for growing this kind of crop. Come to the pulses. So pulses is a kharif as well as rabi crops. Requires less moisture, major protein source. Arhar, urad, moong, peas and gram are the main pulses crop. Leguminous crop restores soil fertility. And remember, the pulses crop, the question will be come in exam like a leguminous crop also, because pulses are also known as the leguminous crops. And what is the importance of the leguminous crops to grow in the field? Because it restores soil fertility. Okay, so rhizobium bacteria is be found on the roots of the leguminous plants, which is be useful to fix nitrogen in the soil. So that is why it is be important. And if the areas like Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan are the important suitable areas to grow pulses. Next, move to the plantation crops, which is we grow for the selling purpose. So here sugarcane is the first one. And for growing sugarcane, tropical, subtropical crop, it is a tropical and subtropical crop. And it is hot and humid climate is required. Temperature 21 to 27 degrees Celsius is required. Rainfall 75 to 100 centimeter. And variety of soils, various variety of the soil is be useful for growing the sugarcane. Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh are the main producer of this sugarcane. And come to the oil seeds. So under this oil seeds we have groundnut, we have sesame, we have castor seeds. So like groundnut, it is a kharif crop, and the areas like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Sesame, kharif crop. In north side, if you are going to grow, so it is known as kharif crop, and when you are going to grow in south, it is a rabi crop, according to the season wise. And next, castor seeds, it is the kharif as well as the rabi crop. Next, move to the tea. And tea, remember, it is the main plantation crop, tea and coffee. And the tea, many of the times in the question paper you will get beverages word. Beverages word question is becoming by this. So remember, the tea and coffee, it is also known as the main beverages crops of India. So many of the times the students, they get confused and they are writing wrong answers. So in place of tea you will get beverages. So it means you have to write about the tea and coffee. So it is a plantation crop, first of all, tropical and subtropical crop. Climate warm, frost-free climate is required. Deep, well-drained soil is rich in humus. Frequent showers all over the year, it is be required. For growing tea, labor, it of course it is a labor intensive. And what kind of labor is required? Skilled labor as well as cheap. Okay. Next is processing within tea gardens, and the areas, the places like Assam, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal are the main producer of the tea. Coffee, of course, here I have mentioned beverages. So remember, beverages, it is the main important beverages of India. And here plantation crop, first of all, and the main type of the Arabica variety is be grown in India. Here are basically Arabica variety which we grow in India. Next, tropical, it is the tropical as well as subtropical crop. Climate, warm and frost-free climate is required. Deep, well-drained soil is required, rich in humus, and labor intensive. Even the places like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala are the main producer of the coffee. Let's move to the non-food crops. So here it is rubber, first of all, and it is the equatorial crop. Second, growth in tropical and subtropical conditions. Moist, humid climate is required. Temperature plus 25 is required. Rainfall plus 200 centimeter. Cheap, skilled labor is required. Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu as well as Andaman Nicobar. Okay, so that is also the important places for growing rubber. Next, come to the fiber crop. So it is coming cotton. First of all, cotton is a kharif crop, needs 6 to 8 months to mature. It is growing best in black soil. High temperature, high rainfall is required. 210 frost-free days are required. Many of the times it is so these are the important points which you have to write in exam. Question will come for 3 marks as well as from 5 marks. Bright sunshine required during the harvesting time. Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh are the leading producer of cotton. Let's move to the jute. So jute, it is also known as golden fiber. 1 mark question is coming from here. High temperature, heavy rainfall is required. Well-drained fertile soil is required. West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha and Assam are the main producer of jute. Used for, what is the use of this jute? So used for gunny bags, ropes, mats and carpets. Facing competition from synthetic fiber. When in market synthetic fiber is coming, so it has very cheap rate, so that's why it is facing a competition. The demand is be reduced. Now come to the agricultural reforms. So here, first of all, I am going to divide these agricultural reforms in 2 parts. Technological, some reforms have been done in field of technological as well as in the institutions way. So here let's start the whole, like first of all, green revolution, as we very well know, it is the modern methods of farming. To green revolution, it is be introduced especially by the MS Swaminathan. He is known as the father of the green revolution to increase the production in the agriculture. White revolution, here Valdez Curie is known as the father of the white revolution to increase the production in milk. Next, it is comprehensive land development program. So here all these programs, this green revolution, white revolution, all these programs which is mentioned, they all are coming under the land development program. MSP, it is known as minimum support price, which you have already read in class 9th also when the food security chapter you have read. Next, it is crop insurance, KCC. Okay, so what is the meaning of KCC? Kisan credit card, radio and television programs for farmers like Krishi Darshan, special weather bulletins are here. Cooperative societies also give loans to the farmers. How they help to the farmers? Grameen banks are here, which give loans to the farmers at a very low rate. PAIS, personal assurance. Personal accident insurance scheme is with here. Next we have ICS. Next it is Kisan call center. So these all are the main important things which you have to be learned. And whenever in paper it is going to be asked the technological reforms, you have to write this. Let's move to the institutions reforms. So here first of all collectivization is with here. So what is the collectivization? Of course, collectivization is the creation of collective farms. So the collective. It is the creation of collective farms. Collective farming and communal farming are various types of agricultural production in which multiple farmers run their holdings as a joint enterprise. Okay, the idea here is to have large fields in which crops can be sown, grown and harvested using modern machinery. Farm workers would live and work together here. Next, it is consolidation. So what is consolidation? It is also a land holdings, means to bring together different pieces of land and merge them into one piece of land. Next, it is their land reforms in first 5-year plan when the government made first 5-year plans. So what kind of land reforms they were done? that is we mentioned. And next, abolition of zamindari system. That's very it is of course it is very important to for abolition to abolish the zamindari system. By that, many of the farmers they get their land, and by that they got the freedom to cultivate their own pieces of land. Next, it is with their Bhudan Gramdan, which is very important. One more question is be coming from Bhudan Gramdan. It is first of all, it is also known as bloodless revolution, and it is credit goes to the initiative goes to the Vinoba Bhave, who was started this Bhudan Gramdan. It means to request or to simple request to the zamindars to donate their lands to the farmers, to the landless farmers. So Bhudan, the meaning is the by the words you can understand Bhudan, donation of the land, donation of the land, and Gramdan, donation of the villages. So next move to the map, which is very important, as you very well know, it is a chapter of geography. So in geography, political map of India you will get, and what kind of questions will become in the map work. So you will get like crops. They can be asked that main kind of crops they will be give, and you have to be locate the states. And maybe they can be asked you indirectly that they are going to give you the states, and you have to write that which crops are going to be grown. So remember that India is a country where we grow different kind of crops because the credit goes to the fertility of the soil and the climatic condition. So here just like the rice, if they can, they are going to ask about the rice, so you have to look at the states. So we very well know like Punjab, Odisha, and West Bengal. Wheat, it is the Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh, and some other places also. And the credit goes to the Green Revolution. Next, sugarcane. So Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Haryana. You can write. You can locate these places. For tea, Assam, West Bengal, and Karnataka. And coffee, for producing coffee, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka are the best places. For jute, Bihar, Odisha, and West Bengal are the suitable states for growing jute. And cotton, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. And rubber, Andaman, Nicobar Islands, and Kerala, even, and Tamil Nadu. So these are the places, these are the states where you are going to grow this kind of the important crops, and this kind of question will be coming in exam. So related to this chapter, friends, other study materials is also available on my channel. So please visit it and watch all other those videos also. So thank you everyone, and please like, share, and subscribe this channel for more updates.